Hello everyone, my name is Jennifer and welcome to BestKeptPlans. Today's video is going to be a budget with me for the paycheck that I am receiving on July 7th, 2022 using the printable version of the Budget by Paycheck Workbook from the Budget Mom. If you're interested in seeing that, please stick around. Okay, new month, new budget. I'm very excited to get into the month of July for a few different reasons. I thought I would start out in my monthly spread for July 2022. You know, things are looking pretty typical here. I have a bunch of yellow on the page for different savings challenges that I'm participating in. You can see my paychecks listed on the side here. The only thing that's a little out of the ordinary here is that I was charged from my car insurance on the first of the month $99, which I wasn't anticipating. I do pay my car insurance and car taxes annually. I do my car insurance annually because I get a discount that way. And then with my car taxes, my vehicle, my 2014 Honda CR-V that I owned until just recently, the taxes were so low that I was able to afford to pay them all in 1 year versus paying it every 6 months. You have the opportunity to do that in the state that I live in. I do live in a state that actually has car taxes. Most states don't, but I basically pay both of those annually. I had it listed here on the 1st, and my car taxes were due on the 1st. They do give you until August 1st to pay them without penalty. I haven't paid them yet because I actually haven't received the bill yet. I'm actually filming this on July 4th. I'm hoping I'm going to get the bill on the 5th and then just pay them because I already have the money saved in a sinking fund. With my car insurance, I thought it would be due on the 1st, but I ended up finding out from my insurance broker that it's not due until the end of the month. So because of that, I was not expecting this random $1,000 or $100 payment here that came automatically out of my account on the 1st. And so when I texted my insurance broker about it, he said that he thinks that was because with my new vehicle, the cost of my insurance went up a little bit. And so they basically pulled this $99 out to level everything, basically. And so I guess that's basically the difference of what it was between my old car and my new car for the month of July or something like that. So him and I are going to have to go through that again and figure out exactly what my yearly payment is going to be. That's going to come out towards the end of the month because I do have it saved in a sinking fund, but I have the amount saved based on what it would have been with my old car, and my insurance is definitely going up because I got a new car. So that's why those two aren't checked off yet, but everything else is pretty much, you know, the standard. So as we move into the paycheck budget tracker for this paycheck that I'm receiving on the 7th, we are going to start off in the income box right up top. I have been budgeting my income to be $3,000. I think that works well for me right now, so I'm sticking with that. With regards to my bills, I have 3 bills that I want to pay with this paycheck, and actually one of them was not included on my monthly spread. I have to update my monthly spreads for the rest of the year because I do have a car payment now. So I have Spotify coming out on the 7th, Netflix coming out on the 19th, and then my car payment is due on the 22nd, and I believe I get paid on the 21st this month. But because I only had 2 small bills here, I decided to pay my car payment with this budget versus the budget for the paycheck I'm receiving on the 21st because I have more bills that are backlogged at the end of the month. So I'm going to pay my car payment out of this paycheck. I'm estimating it to be $475. I don't know exactly what it is because I haven't received the statement yet. I think it's going to be less than that, maybe $10 less than that. But I kind of try to guess a little bit higher than I think it is just to make sure I had enough money put aside for it. And then I actually forgot to include in my budgeted column, but did remember after the fact that I do have a savings challenge for the month of July that's coming right out of my paycheck, and I'm taking it out with this paycheck, and that's $72. So we will touch on this a little bit later once I get to the end of this budget. With my bills, my 3 bills here that I remembered, the total comes to $503. And if I subtract that from the $3,000 that I'm budgeting my income to be, I'm left with $2,497, which is what I'm going to bring down to the envelope section of the Paycheck Budget Tracker. Now, the envelope section is where you have your variable expenses. These are expenses that you know you have, but you don't have a set amount for them. So I'm budgeting 200. Oh, that says 2,000. It should say 200. Ignore that last zero. I'm budgeting 200 for groceries, 75 for eating out, 75 for gas, and then 150 for miscellaneous. I'm really curious to see what my gas spending actually is for this pay period. This is going to be the first pay period that I have with my new vehicle, which is a hybrid. And so I'm just very curious to see how much money I end up spending in this pay period and throughout the month of July overall. All of these budgeted column for my envelopes added together adds up to $500. And if I subtract that from the $2,497 I was left with after paying my bills, I have $1,997 left, which is what I'm going to bring up to the sinking fund section. Now, the sinking fund section is definitely where it's at. It's where all changes have been happening in my budget over the last few months. I am down to 2 sinking funds right now, my travel sinking fund and my car maintenance sinking fund. I consider those rolling sinking funds. They don't have a set goal. So I just keep saving towards them with every single paycheck that I have. Now, I generally wouldn't be putting this amount of money towards my travel sinking fund, but I am saving up for a vacation. I'm going to Disney in October, and I now have a goal in mind for what I need to save for that trip. Generally, what I do is I pay for the trip, and then anyone I'm going on the trip with will reimburse me. I'll actually take that reimbursed money and save it and use it as my spending money while I'm on vacation. And then when I get back from vacation, if I have anything left over, I'll put it towards one of my savings goals. That's what I'm planning on doing for this trip. So I have to save $7,000 to pay the trip off. So I'm contributing a lot of money this pay period to my travel sinking fund. At one point, I thought I was going to make sure I was hitting a certain house savings goal and then put whatever extra towards my travel, but I think that might be cutting it a little tight with paying for my trip. So I'd rather just front load paying for the vacation first, and then once that's done, get back into the flow of saving more towards my house savings. So that's why I have $1,000 going towards it here. And then for car maintenance, it's getting its usual $50. Those two added together do equal to $1,050. And if I subtract that from the $1,977 we were left with after paying bills and variable expenses, we have $947, which is what we're bringing down to the house savings area of the extra savings category. All of that will be going to my house savings, but just as a reminder, it's actually going to be $72 less than what I have written here because I forgot to factor in this savings challenge. So I just need to take that into account the day that I get paid. That way I don't transfer too much into my house savings. Now, my extra debt section here is empty. Up until, a couple weeks ago, my only debt was my student loan debt and I wasn't paying on it. I am going to have my regularly scheduled car payments that are going to be up in my bill section. But once I'm done paying for my vacation and kind of trying to balance out my house savings a little bit more, I do intend on making extra debt payments a priority so that I could pay off my car quicker. Flipping the page and moving over to the cash envelope breakdown. This is what I will be pulling out of my checking account on the day I get paid. I do utilize specific denominations for this because that just helps me when I'm stuffing my envelopes and when I'm needing to basically pull from those envelopes for different savings challenges. I, as a rule, try to pull largest denominations possible, but that does vary a little bit based on my savings challenges. For eating out and gas, they both get $75, and so I always contribute using a 50, a 20, and a 5. Miscellaneous varies quite a bit from paycheck to paycheck because this is primarily where I'm pulling savings challenges from. For this paycheck, with the challenges that I know the amounts for, I'm I'm going to pull $150 out in two 50s, two 20s, and two 5s. For travel, I'm going to pull the $1,000 out in $100 bills, and then for car maintenance, I will pull in $150 for this 2022 savings challenge of $72. Again, I'm pulling that in a 50, a 20, and two singles, so largest denominations I can. I have all my totals listed down here, but what we will be pulling out from my checking account when I get paid is $1,422, and that's what I will be stuffing in my envelopes, in my cash envelope stuffing, which we'll be posting on Saturday. And that is it. That is it for this budget with me. I hope you had a good time watching this. If you have any questions about how I utilize the Budget by Paycheck Workbook, how I put my budget together, any comments, anything like that, don't hesitate to put them down below. And as always, everyone, please be safe. Bye-bye.